Hi there, day 20. Lot of stuff to get you up to speed with really. It's been quite an eventful 12 hours, 24 hours, whatever. It started yesterday morning where, well, as you heard, Jill was waiting 5 hours for her pain relief. But yesterday, after she recorded the phone interview, she was really upbeat. She was starting to be nice to me, saying nice comments to me, really in a good mood. And she'd made a friend on the ward who she said she thought was a bit bad news, but she wouldn't really say why. Anyway, all was going well, and I felt a major sigh of relief. I felt almost for the first time that she'd actually accepted that she's going to be there for the long haul, and everything's okay. About 7 o'clock, I get a phone call from her mum saying that she's escaped from the ward with this girl that she's befriended, and they climbed over a fence. I can't even begin to tell you what went through my mind. She said that it happened an hour ago, so my first thought was she could be here any minute at home. I phoned the ward, and the guy that I spoke to revealed the whole medical history of the girl that Jill had gone off with, which is client confidentiality and none of my business. But I thought it was necessary to tell me all that. I'm not going to obviously say what he said, but what he revealed was very scary and shocking about this girl and potentially what she could get Jill into. Anyway, I left an emotional message for Jill asking her to call me, and about 30 minutes later she phoned me up and was in a pub and sounded very intoxicated, and she said that she was okay and not to worry. And I did tell her at that point that the police were looking for her because she's under a section, so legally she's not allowed out. She was very shocked at that, couldn't believe that the police were involved, and suddenly kind of took it all very seriously and said that she was going to get this girl to and she was going to go to a police station together. So it took about another hour, but eventually the police picked her up, and I phoned the unit, and apparently although Jill was only a mile down the road, the unit she's in aren't covered to go and pick her up, which does happen in a lot of other units in the UK, but apparently this particular one doesn't have insurance to do that. So Jill got back to the ward, and I was notified by the police and by the ward that she was safe. What I only found out this morning was that she was taken to John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford and checked over to make sure that she hadn't overdosed. And I wish they told me that last night because I would have slept better, but I'm pretty confident now that she's been checked and that she hasn't done anything while she was out. Her mood today is very down and miserable, and I haven't spoken to her really, but I don't think I'm going to for a while. She's told the medical team there that they can discuss her case with me, which is good. And I had a very long chat with the ward manager this morning because I wanted to make some complaints about the 5 hours she waited for the medication and so on and so on. And I also told the ward manager that the staff member yesterday had told me all about that patient, which he wasn't happy about. So I'm trying to bridge the gap now between where Jill's at and what she's unhappy with her care, and what the ward can actually do. And I think the ward manager's living in cloud cuckoo land a bit about the level of care that the staff give to the patients. But I'm hoping that somehow the ward manager can go and see Jill and some agreement can be reached to try and keep things, manageable. And Jill's biggest concern is that she doesn't get her PRNs and her sleeping tablets at a regular time, and when she does get them, they're not the right strength, and so on and so on. So I'm trying to be an advocate really in between the ward and Jill. So there's a long way for them to go, and I started an official complaint yesterday, and someone's tipped the ward off about the video diaries. They've now said that Jill isn't allowed a mobile. Apparently it's ward policy that no patients are allowed to have a mobile on them, or use a mobile I should say, whilst in care. There's a payphone, and there's a private phone that I can call in on to speak to Jill. but they mention recording devices and cameras, and Jill believes that they've got wind of the diaries. Now I'm not sure if that's the case. Even if they have, so what? Freedom of speech, thank you very much. We have not named names of the ward, the hospital she's in, so they've got no recourse from that point of view. So yeah, it's been, I feel last night that I aged about 10 years in a 2-hour period, and I definitely hope she doesn't do a bunk again. All she wanted to do was just go and have a couple of drinks and get away from the place, and you can't really blame her for that. But I wish she'd at least said to me, I'm going to do a bunk, I'm going to go to a pub, whatever. I mean, she knew that I'd call the police, but anyway, that's where we stand. Day 20. Jill may well want to do a phone interview later, but I'd probably upload this anyway, I don't know. Leave it a few hours and see what happens. Hiya, it's 1:45 and I was just thinking about uploading today's video diary, the bit you've already seen, and I got a phone call from the unit that Jill's on, and she did overdose while she was out last night, and she's now in A&E, or the emergency room as you know it in America, and she's asked me for me to go and see her. But she's obviously overdosed heavily last night, which is what I thought would happen. So this sets everything back again. It just means that it's going to prolong the period of her going on a medication, and it just feels like we're back to square one again. If you've seen the film Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, you'll know where I'm coming from right now. Wake up and every day's deja vu from the day before. I'll take the camera with me, but I don't think I'll be able to film her. Just disappointed and angry. This bipolar is just such a pain in the arse. Anyway, I'll upload the video when I come back. I'll speak to you later. Okay, I've just left Jill in A&E. She is stable. Don't think we really know the full extent of her overdose yet. She's on a drip again. She's got very bad stomach pain. She keeps being sick. So we will see overnight what happens. I'm just numb and speechless now. We managed to have a laugh. She reassured me that she won't do this anymore and she wants to get better, but we will see. In total she's taken 40 paracetamol, and 20 of which she took in the secure unit.